My fiancé accused me of cheating just because I got an STD test. Imagine being accused of cheating just for taking care of your health, not because you hid anything, not because you acted shady, because you wanted peace of mind. That's what happened to me. And what it revealed about our relationship broke something I can't unsee. My name's Jason. I'm 28 years old. For most people, going to the doctor is just something you do when you're sick. But for me, there's one particular visit I make religiously, every 6 months, like clockwork. I walk into that little clinic, sit under the fluorescent lights, and get tested for STDs. No, I'm not promiscuous. No, I'm not hiding anything. I just have scars. You see, I've been cheated on, not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 relationships, 3 betrayals, and every time I didn't find out because someone came clean. I found out because I got tested, and something came up. I'll spare you the details, but trust me, nothing makes you feel smaller, more humiliated, or more discarded than realizing someone else's betrayal is now your burden to carry in every way. So now I test, not out of distrust, out of protection. It's how I reclaim control. It's how I tell myself, you've got your back, no matter what. Enter Emily. We met 2 years ago at a wedding. She had this quiet strength, this way of smiling with her whole face. We clicked instantly. Same values, same dark sense of humor, same need for late-night pancakes. For the first time in a long time, I let myself believe in something stable. We moved in together after a year, got engaged 6 months later. She was everything I never thought I'd find. Thoughtful, calm, grounded. But I never hid my testing routine. From day one, I was open. Hey, just so you know, I get tested every 6 months, no exceptions. She nodded, said that was smart, said she respected that. It was never a fight. Until last week, it was a Tuesday afternoon. I was working from home, sipping burnt coffee and dealing with a never-ending inbox. Around 2 p.m., I grabbed my keys. I'm heading to the clinic, I said, like I always do. Routine test. She looked up from her laptop. Oh, okay. Something about her tone was off, flat, almost clipped. But I brushed it off. Maybe a rough workday. The test took 15 minutes, in and out. Nothing new. That night, as we curled up on the couch, she turned to me. Her face was unreadable. I need to ask you something, she said. My stomach tensed. Are you seeing someone else? I blinked. What? The clinic thing, she continued. I don't get it. Why would you need to get tested if you're only with me? My heart pounded. Not from guilt, but from a deep, sickening sense of betrayal. I've told you before, I said slowly. I do this for me, for my peace of mind. It's part of how I take care of myself. She crossed her arms. But you don't need to if you're not cheating, right? I stared at her. Wait, do you actually think I'm sleeping around? She hesitated. It's just weird. Most people don't do that. It made me wonder. That moment, it felt like glass shattering inside me. Not because she doubted me. People have insecurities, I get that. But because she didn't understand me. Because I had handed her one of my most vulnerable truths, this ritual born from trauma, and she twisted it into suspicion. I told you, I said, voice shaking. I've been cheated on. Repeatedly. I got sick. It messed with my head. This test? It's how I fight that anxiety. Silence. She looked down. I didn't know it was that deep. How could you not? I whispered. I told you. And that's when I realized she'd heard me, but she hadn't listened. She apologized later. Said she was having a bad day. Said she trusted me and that it was just a weird moment. I nodded, smiled. Said it was okay, but it wasn't. Something cracked in me that night. Something small but sharp. And once it cracked, I couldn't stop seeing the splinters. Continuing from where we left off. You know how people say, if someone says they're fine, they're not? That's what our relationship felt like now. Surface level smooth. Deep down, fractured. I started noticing things, little things. The way she glanced at my phone when a notification pinged. The delay before responding when I told her I loved her. The slightly too long pause before accepting my explanations for anything. We were still us, still laughing at the same shows, still cuddling during movie nights, but it was like an invisible wall had gone up. She was there, but not all the way. And maybe, so was I. I wasn't trying to punish her. I wasn't being cold on purpose. But some part of me had pulled back. Because the truth is, when someone doubts your honesty, especially when all you've ever done is protect yourself and be open, you start doubting whether they really know you at all. There's this concept in psychology called trauma-informed relationships. It means recognizing that people carry invisible wounds, that some behaviors aren't about you, they're about what happened to them. When I explained my testing routine to Emily, I wasn't asking for approval. I was saying, this is how I survive the ghosts that still haunt me. I wasn't expecting suspicion. I was hoping for compassion. But instead I got questioned. Not just what I did, but why I did it, as if my self-care was an accusation in itself. And that's the part that truly hurt. Because when someone you love makes you feel guilty for healing, that's a red flag no one talks about. Maybe it helps to explain how I got here. My first girlfriend cheated on me with my best friend. The second, with a coworker, and I only found out because she gave me something I didn't ask for. I was 23 and terrified. I still remember sitting in the clinic parking lot, staring at the test results in my hand and thinking, how the hell did I end up here? I thought I was careful. I thought I was enough. But the worst part wasn't the betrayal. It was the silence, the pretending, the smiles they wore while lying to my face. That's why I made the rule. No more blind trust without backup. No more assuming love meant safety. If I couldn't control their choices, I could at least protect myself. That's what Emily didn't understand. She thought my test was about her. It wasn't. It was about me. A few days later, I brought it up again. I had to. I couldn't keep walking around with that crack in my chest. We were washing dishes. Something about the quiet rhythm made it easier to talk. I need to ask you something, I said. She turned. Do you really believe I'd cheat on you? No, she said immediately. Then why did you say that stuff? She sighed. Because it scared me. I guess I felt insecure. Like maybe you didn't trust me enough to skip the test. Like you were preparing for bad news. I nodded slowly. Do you realize how messed up that is? What do you mean? That you took something that was about my trauma and made it about your fear. That instead of asking, are you okay? You asked, are you guilty? She blinked. I never meant to hurt you. I know, but you did. That silence afterward, it was the loudest thing I've ever heard. Things didn't fall apart all at once. That's not how real breakage works. It's not a shatter. It's a slow unraveling. We started talking less, sleeping a little further apart. I stopped sharing every little detail of my day. She stopped asking. I'd still get the tests, still go to the clinic. But I'd tell her after the fact, or not at all. Not because I was hiding anything, but because the trust had shifted. She apologized again, brought me coffee the next morning, hugged me longer, said she was trying to do better. And maybe she was. But trying doesn't undo the feeling that the person you love doesn't see your pain as valid unless it's their kind of pain. I think people assume love means no doubts. But the truth? Love is full of doubts. The question is, do you listen to them or do you weaponize them? Emily had a chance to say, I see you. I don't fully understand, but I'm here. Instead, she said, that makes me uncomfortable. Prove you're not guilty. And I know she didn't mean it like that, but intentions don't undo outcomes. When you question someone's integrity without evidence, you're saying, my fear is more important than your truth. And no matter how much love there is, that creates a distance. It's been 3 weeks. We haven't broken up. We still live together, still eat dinner side by side, still laugh sometimes. But it's different now. I'm not sure if it's repairable. I'm not sure if love is enough. Because once someone frames your healing as suspicion, it becomes really hard to feel safe again. And I don't want to walk on eggshells in my own relationship. I want to be loved for the scars I've survived, not questioned because I dared to protect myself from more. We had another talk last night. She brought it up this time, said she wanted to clear the air, make sure we were good again. Jason, she said, I've been reading about trauma-informed care. I think I get it now. Why you do what you do. I nodded. That was something, but it didn't change the way I felt when she first doubted me. You don't need to prove anything, she said. The thing is, I wasn't trying to prove anything before either. That's what she never understood. This wasn't about being a good boyfriend or ticking the box to keep her happy. This was about my survival system, my mental clarity, my sense of agency. And when she made it about proving fidelity, she accidentally told me she didn't see the full version of me, the one with the scars, the one who sometimes flinched at nothing, the one who's still trying to rewire trust after having it shattered 3 times before. She's trying now. I can see that. But trying is not the same as understanding. And understanding isn't the same as knowing how to love someone through their healing. I started asking myself things I hadn't wanted to consider before. Can I spend the rest of my life with someone who questions my healing process? Can I trust her to be safe for me when things get darker than this? Do I feel seen or just tolerated? The answers scared me because I wanted them to be yes. I wanted this to be the kind of relationship that could hold both our wounds without turning them into weapons. But the truth? I don't know anymore. And that uncertainty is its own kind of heartbreak. About a week ago, we were out for dinner with friends. One of them mentioned STD testing, laughing about how awkward it is to walk into a clinic. Emily looked at me and joked, Jason knows all about that. He practically lives there. Everyone laughed, except me, because in that moment, I wasn't her partner. I was her punchline. I smiled on the outside. But something inside me finally broke. That wasn't just a joke. That was my most personal, painful history, reduced to something funny for social clout. And maybe that's when I realized, love without empathy is just performance. I haven't left. Not yet. But I've started looking for a new apartment. I don't hate her. I don't think she's cruel. I think she's human. Flawed, learning, reactive. But I also think I deserve a partner who doesn't need a Google search to understand my pain. A partner who sees my habits not as red flags, but as roadmaps to where I've been and how far I've come. I don't want perfect. I want safe. I want seen. And in this relationship, I'm not sure I am. You are not wrong for protecting your peace. You are not suspicious for building boundaries. And anyone who makes you feel like you're guilty until proven innocent doesn't understand what it means to love someone who's been hurt before. Love is not the absence of doubt. Love is the presence of grace, especially when someone's coping doesn't look like yours. If someone can't love you through your healing, they don't deserve to be with the version of you that comes after it. What would you do if your partner doubted your healing process? Would you stay? Would you walk away? Or would you try to teach them how to love you better? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you've ever been accused of something you didn't do, just because of your trauma or self-care, you're not alone. This channel is here to tell stories like yours. Real, raw, and unfiltered. Hit that subscribe button if you want more intense Reddit stories, deep betrayals, and emotional life lessons that make you think twice about love, trust, and everything in between. Don't forget to like the video if this hit you deep. It helps the algorithm find others who need to hear it.